Oh, good morning. I wanted to take the moment to give a little tutorial, take a teaching moment, and show you how I set up my cauldron and what I use and how I use it and my intention behind my cauldron and what I use it for. So, these are the ingredients I'm going to be using today. I'll give you a quick span. I use coins because I'm usually manifesting some money. I use crystals in there with intention behind the color and or the purpose and intent that I want to use it for. Like here I have rose crystal. I have bloodstone for healing and health. I have amethyst to keep my crystal visions clear. I have been in a healing phase for quite some time now, and I'm at a place where I'm ready to open my heart back up to possibly new love. I have black obsidian here for protection. Okay. Over here, I have, these are some herbs that I put in there. I use tangerine, or well, first here, we have rose petals. We have tangerine peelings. I don't waste anything. I use my sage sticks in my cauldron. Sometimes we just use the sage when we're smudging, and I save all those sticks for my cauldron. I always use clove. Clove has a whole lot of healing properties. This is pretty much to keep my family healthy. These right here. Along with, I have here, not a lot of people are familiar with this, but I use mistletoe. Mistletoe, I was given a little insight on mistletoe by Spirit. Actually, what the dove brought back to Moses' boat, the ark, was mistletoe. That was the sign that it was all clear and that the earth was drying so that it would soon find land and could go ashore. There would be a shore for it to go to. Nowadays, there is some studying going on because they're finding that there is some possible healing attributes to mistletoe, and there is some experimental things happening in regards to mistletoe and cancer. I also use, or I'm going to use today, some mint, fresh mint from my garden. This was harvested as well. Then I have some holy basil. I always use an orchid. Orchids are very rare. A lot of people can't keep them alive. So as my blooms fall off, I keep them and dry them. I use always one because they're so precious, these orchids are. But how they grow, they're actually an air plant. So it doesn't take much care. But it seems like the more care you try to give an orchid, the more they'll die on you. Okay, so I use an orchid to remind myself that Spirit has raised me up. And so the uniqueness of them, that I remain unique and authentic to myself. I don't try to mimic or copy anybody else. I don't compare myself to anybody else. I stay authentic into my path and what Spirit teaches me. I always use a pinch of salt. Again, that's a protective measure. In today's pot, I'm putting some angel dreams in there for prophetics, insight, love, always love, because I am a giver of love and I want to receive love back. Genuine love, innocent love, friendship love, Not necessarily the romantic type, just love. Oh, I wanted to go back here to this. I'm using this also because when you think of mistletoe, you think of Christmas. And I like to have the atmosphere of gift giving, gift receiving, uh, that holiday cheer, that excitement about, you know, what's underneath that tree, and the unity and the peace that all those that celebrate Christmas and or likewise holidays around Christmas, there is a sense of unity and a sense of trying to join mankind in a moment of peace and unity. It's another reason why I'm using the mistletoe today. I always use cinnamon. This is a regular always. And I'm also using some cinnamon oil in there. I'm using some money drawing because I live by faith. I don't have a job. My readings and the things that I do regarding my gifts, that is my money. That's how I get by. That's how I take care of my family, meet my family's needs. So I know I offer a lot of free readings, but through those free readings, I do end up with some clients that become regulars with me and become paying customers. Here I also am using a splash of good luck, and always I use protection oil. I use that before I ever start any readings, and I use it in my cauldron pot to keep my family and those that I love around me safe. What else did I want to say here? Oh, moon water. Yes, I do moon water. I make it under the full moon. That always goes in my pot. That's what I keep refilling. Now I let my pot burn and burn and burn and burn. And when it starts to get a little empty or we're getting down to the end, I add more moon water. And I will burn it for days, sometimes weeks. And I'll freshen it up with a little bit more of the oils in there. Just depends on when I feel like it's time. We're coming up on a full moon, and I always try to do one for the full moon and for the new moon. And so that's typically when I switch them out and do a fresh one. Now, I also take a bay leaf. This is I'm running low on my bay leaves. And I write on there, reiterating exactly the same things of my intention for what I'm putting in this pot, of what I want to manifest in my life. I never use this for ill intention. In fact, before I ever start, I polish it myself with Policento, smudge myself and my area and my ingredients, and I keep my intentions correct. I never want to try to do one of these if I'm in a foul mood or angry or bitter or upset or depressed. I don't do this. I do this when I'm in a good spot because I want those intentions to be pure. I don't want to call in anything to me that should not be in my energy or around me, my family, or any of my intentions. I never use this for ill intention. I don't want the karma that comes back with that. You'll always find one of these around me. This is in case this collects any ill intentions sent towards me and returns to sender 10 times. So, guess what happens when I keep this around me all the time? If somebody doesn't like me or for some reason, whatever reason that is, guess what happens? Because my intentions are pure. My intentions are of love. My intentions are of healing. my intentions are of peace. So if somebody doesn't like me for some reason, they send me something, guess what's going to come back to me? All that love and all those good intentions that I sent out to them. Now, during the process and while this is burning, if I should hear of or somebody come to me and mention that somebody is sick or they've gotten bad news about their health, I will take a new bay leaf, I will write their name on that bay leaf, and I will put that in my cauldron, and I will pray for their health and their fast recovery. I do that. So, this is what goes into my cauldron. This is how I use it. These are the intentions that I use it for. And I thought I would take a teaching moment with you and let you know what this is about for me, how I use it. I find this handy, these slow little crock pot things, because you plug them in. Just keep an eye on the water. Keep checking it throughout the day. I might have to put a little water in there, maybe twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. Fill it back up with the moon water. And I thought I'd share it with you. So we're coming up on that full moon, and so I felt like, okay, it's time for a new pot. So I hope you enjoy this little teaching moment. Happy manifesting.